Reg, what are you doing here?
Hey, I know it's late. I'm sorry. I came to pick up Thomas's laptop. There's some files on there that he should have transferred before he left. I have to get them.
Before he left? Where?
He didn't tell you? He's going to Paris. He's on his way there right now.
He's going to Paris? Why?
International's been clamoring to get him over there to do publicity. It's very last minute.
Well, that's great. I'm sure he's very thrilled.
Yeah.
So did he go by himself?
No. Brooke's with him. The men's line's been just going through the roof. It's breaking all the records. It's really incredible, actually.
Okay.
Nikki.
Yes.
Nikki. Nikki, I'm just... Oh,
You know, really, though, how many times does a guy's mother redo her wedding vows?
Aggie, thank you.
You sure about this, lady? Because it's a big commitment.
We've already made our commitment. We're just renewing our vows.
Well, if that's the case, what am I doing here?
Oh, don't you dare leave.
All right, Mother. It's not very often I get in my dress whites. So let's batten down the hatches, see where this takes us.
Our son is on his way to Paris, of all cities, with Brooke?
Actually, they won't be alone. They'll be surrounded by so many reporters they'll be lucky to get out of the airport. Taylor, Thomas and Brooke have done something at Forrester that no one's really done before. They've ignited an interest, a world interest, in one collection.
How are they getting there?
One of our jets.
Are they alone on the private jet?
Oh, yeah, of course they are. Must be the altitude. Come on, get a grip. Better get some sleep.
Aggie, why don't you join me over here? We'll try to get this started somehow before I head back to my boat.
Oh, I just can't believe this is happening. I can't believe you're here. I mean...
Let's not get too excited, Mother. Let's just see how things go.
Taylor, you've got to get past this. Nothing terrible is going to happen. If I thought there was even a chance of anything happening, I wouldn't have allowed this.
I'm trying to give Brooke the benefit of the doubt, especially after everything she's been doing for Stephanie while Stephanie's been going through her illness. But Brooke has a history of crossing the line. I mean, the thought of our son being on a jet all night with her, a private jet? Why would you even want to take that chance?
We are all gathered here today in the presence of all of these witnesses to celebrate the renewal of the marriage vows between my mother. What's your name?
Nikki.
My mother and Owen. Well, you lost your minister, and I'm a sea captain, so I'm just going to have to do this my way. Got to clear the air about a few things here. Now, the two of you have represented nothing but the word obstacle to me, especially when it came to marriage and your life, Mother. Let's be honest. There's been a lot of pain involved here, and infidelity, and a child with another woman that would cause most normal women to walk away from this man, or run for that matter. But you didn't. You stuck it out. You stayed with him, which I thought was a very bad decision. I thought it was about your pride and ego, and about the embarrassment that you might face if you stood up and said, I have made a terrible mistake here. But I was wrong. I was simply passing judgment. A judgment about the rules of marriage and the way it's supposed to be. And it wasn't until today that I realized the hypocrisy of that way of thinking. Especially for me, a man who, since day one, has set out to break every rule he's faced. A man who looks warily upon society's expectation. A man who will not accommodate to anyone else's rules. And you know where I got that, Mother? I got it from you, the quintessential rule breaker. And you just don't know how long I wanted to thank you for that. So I stand here humbly, saying, thank you. How could I ever live by that creed and expect you not to do the same? I'm not going to pretend I don't have issues with one Owen, because we're very different, just as surfer and sailor. But today, and not until today, I can stand here and admit that we have one thing in common. We both love you. And I don't know anyone other than myself who wants your happiness more than Owen. But I will always be watching. Don't we have vows to exchange?
Like Nikki, I too had my doubts. I mean, a wonderful, handsome man like you, a matinee idol, showing me attention. A woman my age. I was thrilled. I was so terribly, terribly flattered. I accepted your proposal of marriage partly because... well, quite frankly, I didn't give a damn. You were just too darn hot for me to turn down. And I figured, at the very least, we'd have a grand old time for as long as it lasted, and I didn't kid myself into thinking it was going to last very long. But like Nikki, I was wrong. Your incredible good looks and your sex appeal, as powerfully intoxicating as all of that was, definitely is. It's all overshadowed by your goodness, Owen. I'm unceasingly touched by the care and the sensitivity and just the protection that you show me. But mostly, darling, by just the size of your generous, generous heart. I love you. And I never knew the meaning of that word. But I do now. I'm yours, darling. I'm yours always. And forever.
You're a part of me, Jackie. I can't think of any other way to describe how I feel when I look at you every morning. When I make you happy, I'm happy. And when I hurt you, I hurt myself. And I forever regret it. Life has very little meaning apart from you. Whether I'm out on the waves or I'm in the office, you're with me. I can't imagine this world without you in it. I don't even like to think about it. I'm not the most religious dude, but there isn't a day that goes by that I don't thank God for your presence in my life. And I love you. And I'll never stop loving you.
Okay, that being the case, let's look about this large cathedral of ours and see if there is anyone here who has any objection that the two of these people continue as husband and wife. Okay, no objections. Therefore, by the power vested in me by Poseidon, god of the seas, I hereby declare the two of you and your vows officially continue to do your thing. Owen, you can kiss my mother.
With pleasure.
I'm rather desperate to kiss my Naggy.
Thomas is a responsible young man.
No, he's a very confused young man. He's never really been in love, Ridge. He has very little experience with women. To tell you the truth, he's emotionally immature.
Doc, I appreciate that you're a psychiatrist, but I sure think you're going overboard with all this.
I'm trying to tell you that Thomas doesn't really have any discernment when it comes to women and relationships. He can't. And I'm the one to blame for that. This is my fault. I take responsibility for it because I was gone.
But Brooke was there.
That's exactly right.
Taylor, you think that he's falling in love with Brooke because
Look,
she was the one that was there raising
Men
him?
tend to be attracted to women who remind them of their mother. That's a very well-known fact. And Thomas was with Brooke at that time, and she was his mother figure. When I was gone, I was missing. He needed me.
Taylor, you don't need to feel guilty about all that.
This is not about guilt, Ridge. I'm telling you that our son is with this woman, Brooke, with all of her sexual energy, going to one of the most romantic cities in the world. What were you thinking?
Obviously not what you're thinking.
Well, maybe you should be. I want you to get on the phone, and I want you to call that pilot, and I want you to tell him to turn the plane around and bring them back.
I said it before. You are the future of this company. You're a star. You're handsome, you're intelligent, you're artistic, creative, everything that Ridge is. You are so much like your father.
So does the captain have a toast?
A risky request from the groom. But how can I resist? It's you, a woman that I would walk through hell to protect. And you, Owen, a man I know that would do the same. The best of both of you.
To my wife, superlatives don't describe you. And I will never again let you down. Never.
Well, I guess that leaves me to the two men who I cherish most in this world. To my son. Sweetheart, you hold my soul in your hands. And you have made today the most perfect day of my life. Thank you. To my husband, who taught me how to live, and how to trust, and how to love. To you, Owen. To us. Forever beautiful. Forever young.
Please, would you just do it? Just call the pilot. Just call the pilot. Tell him to bring Thomas back home.
Thomas would never speak to me again. You either, for that matter.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't have any problem with that. That's what it takes.
Look, Brooke would never do anything.
Fine. Thank you. Thank you for leaving all of this on me to pick up the pieces when they come back and something's happened.
It won't happen. Brooke is not going to harm our son. Taylor, she treats him like one of her own children. She'll look after him. She will.